Good evening. Time travel has long been a source of endless fascination, from H.G. Wells's The Time Machine to Hollywood films like Back to the Future. There have been some great yarns, but that's all they are, exciting fiction. However, in a special program tonight, we meet a man who claims that not only is time travel possible, but that he was employed to do it. This is not the colourful claim of a New Age mystic, but the assertion of a distinguished US Army officer whose journeys into the past were carried out as part of a top-secret government program.
We saw ourselves standing in the passenger cabin of this aircraft. And we kept watching this aircraft explode. We would be asked to go back again to the moment just before it exploded. We'd be able to try to pinpoint where this explosion took place.
In 1988, David Morehouse, a major in the United States Army, was assigned to a new post at a top-secret unit of military intelligence. Discreetly housed in two wooden sheds on an army base at Fort Meade in Maryland, the unit was so clandestine that Morehouse didn't discover what went on there until he met his commanding officer.
Peering at me across the top of his knuckles, he said, "What we do here, young man, is select and train individuals to transcend time and space."
Now that you're in the room, change your perspective. Move up 10 feet and tell me what you see.
To view persons, places, or things remote in time and space, and to gather and report intelligence information on the same. And when he said that, I nearly fell out of the chair.
David Morehouse was an outstanding young officer with an exceptional record. A company commander with the Rangers, the Army's elite fighting division, he was destined to wear stars. But 4 months prior to reporting to Fort Meade, Morehouse's glittering career nearly ended. During a training exercise in the Jordanian desert, a stray round struck him in the head. The bullet should have killed him, but miraculously it lodged in his helmet. As he lay unconscious on the desert floor, Morehouse claims he had a vision of an angel bearing a message.
The words that were given to me were essentially this: "You have chosen the wrong path in life, and you are to choose a new path, and that is to be a path of peace." I had no idea what those kinds of words meant. I was not some starry-eyed New Age guru. I was a shaved-head Ranger, company commander, special operations infantryman.
After the accident, Morehouse began to be haunted by a series of terrifying hallucinations and out-of-body experiences.
The nightmarish episodes kept coming more and more frequently. I felt I was out of control. I could not handle this on my own anymore.
Have you had any of these hallucinations recently, Major?
Well, the other day I was out camping with my boy, and, well, it's kind of difficult to explain. I mean, it was just like I was tuning into a different frequency or something. I thought I could see into the eyes of my son. I thought I could see into his life, into his future. It was just a jumble of signs, visions. I don't know, maybe I am just going nuts.
In desperation, Morehouse consulted an Army psychologist, fully expecting to be diagnosed as mentally ill.
Take a look at these. Let me know what you think in the morning.
To his amazement, Morehouse discovered that far from being invalided out of the Army, he was being recruited as a psychic spy.
Night, sir.
The psychologist suspected that the blow from the bullet had released a latent psychic ability. Late into the night, Morehouse pored over the transcripts from Operation Grill Flame, a covert espionage program.
There was an individual referred to as a monitor and an individual referred to as a viewer. The viewer was describing events, persons, and places distant in time and space to the monitor. One of the most chilling accounts was reading the viewer saying to the monitor, "I think I'm outside the building where you want me to be now. What are your directions?" And the monitor saying to the viewer, "Pass through the wall and describe the contents of the room. Pass through the wall and describe the contents of the room." Those were hair-raising words.
For 20 years, the US government had invested millions of dollars into a series of ultra-classified projects like Operation Grill Flame. Psychics were recruited to gather military intelligence through a process called remote viewing. Morehouse first learned to control his brainwaves to enter an altered or semi-hypnotic state, unlocking the door to the unconscious. Then, as his mind separated from his physical body, he claims he was able to remote view, to travel in time and space, and view people and events from the past.
And I would drop through this tunnel, and the sensation was so physically overwhelming to me that often I began to get nausea.
Having entered an altered state, the remote viewer is ready to begin his assignment. The monitor gives him the coordinates of the target.
Your coordinates are 2175 and 0169. Access the target and describe its location.
The coordinates are random. They don't relate to any physical object. They simply act as a psychic map reference, the essential trigger for a remote viewer.
You begin to drop into this target area and things become perceivable by you. You're seeing the colors, you're smelling the smells and tasting things.
Now move 200 feet to your right.
The monitor begins steering you around in this particular target area. You actually move about in the target area in this ghost-like phantom form that's projected forward or backward in time and space.